What basic, children's age level fact did you only find out embarrassingly later in life? I was 23 when I learned I was allergic to apples. Someone was complaining about their throat closing up after smoking, and I responded with, "Oh yeah, like when you eat an apple." You can imagine how the conversation went from there. A friend of mine learned he was allergic to bananas when his mum asked why he didn't want one, and he said he just wasn't in the mood for a spicy fruit. We were at least teenagers. "Hi, you just taught me that I'm allergic to rambutans and lychees and I am devastated and my day is ruined. Thanks." Roommate confirmed that these fruits are in fact not spicy. Not me, but a friend of mine didn't learn that Martin Luther and Martin Luther King Jr. weren't the same person until college. I'm from Pennsylvania. When they do the nightly lottery drawings on TV, they always add a reminder at the end. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day, so, naturally, I just assumed that a lot of elderly people won the lottery. When I was a teen, I made a joke to my dad about him turning 50 and having a better shot at winning the lottery, and he looked at me like I was nuts. Turns out that benefits older Pennsylvanians every day means that the lottery is a fundraiser for senior services, and here I was thinking that it meant grandma was winning millions on her scratch-offs. Similarly, I often hear about donating your car or boat to a charity who helps adults with intellectual disabilities. I truly thought they were giving the cars and boats to the actual people. My mum used to tell me the car doesn't start if the seatbelts aren't buckled. Didn't know that wasn't a real feature until I was 22. Yes, and please keep the truth to yourself around every child I drive places. Also, don't tell them it's not illegal for anyone under 18 to peel a banana in a car. Is there a specific event behind this law, may I ask? Mario Kart is all the reason I need. If the peel accidentally goes out the window, any car that drives over it will spin and possibly cause an accident. I went to Lowe's and in front of everyone asked for strap-ons. The correct word I was looking for was ratchet tie-downs. My dad's not a native English speaker and he calls bungee cord strap-ons. He wants us to poor, unsuspecting Home Depot employee where to find a pack of heavy-duty strap-ons. I'll have to ask for the heavy-duty ones next time, lol. A few years ago I was searching for different classical pieces in Spotify, getting frustrated that every version Spotify had of works by composers like Beethoven and Bach were covers performed by modern orchestras. My idiot brain was looking for original recordings from the 18th century until it finally realized how dumb that was. New Realities from Tchaikovsky, the 2021 Overture. My son thought Beethoven was a YouTuber because the song we listened to was added in 2019. I kept picturing him, "Hey guys, it's your boy, Beethoven. Hit that subscribe button. If you're interested, look up historically informed performance practice or something similar. There are a lot of orchestras and other groups that use period instruments and attempt to recreate the playing styles of the time. Tafel music comes to mind as a great place to start, and if you like opera, check out Philippe Jarouski. It took me an embarrassingly long time before I realized that when a movie had a blurb from Rolling Stone, it wasn't the Rolling Stones reviewing it. I spent much too much of my life thinking the Rolling Stones created Rolling Stone, the publication. I spent until well into my teen years thinking it's cool how the Rolling Stones are so influential in music they have a whole magazine reviewing Shoot. Like I really thought Mick Jagger was just giving his opinion on Shoot Edit. Thank you for the awards. So wanna guess what I just learned today? At 39? Also, Rolling Stone equals rock and roll. Today I learned. My 31-year-old girlfriend thought islands don't touch the bottom of the ocean. Can confirm this is a thing. Was a kayak surf snorkel guide in Hawaii and a staggering amount of people asked me how long it would take to swim under the island. A US congressman asked in an official hearing if too many people would cause Guam to tip over. Everyone needs to stand in one corner and use the drill emote to flip any significant landmass. RIP OG Club Penguin. I'm an introverted, avid reader. I can't tell you how many basic ass words I mispronounced for years until I heard someone else say them. Colonel. I still find myself thinking colonel when I read it. My cousin's name. Growing up, we'd always called her Tori, always that and nothing else. A couple years ago, well into my 20s, she's visiting and we go to a restaurant. Our waitress comes up and says, "Hi there, my name's Victoria and I'll be taking care of you." My cousin says, "Oh neat, that's my name too." I was surprised by that cause my dumbass never put together that Tori was short for Victoria. When I was a kid, I answered the phone when my Aunt Chris was expecting a call, then hung up when the person on the line asked for Christina. I don't know why, but I grew up thinking my Aunt Chris's full name was Christopher. So obviously, there were a couple girls named Ella in my grade. So on the first day of 10th grade in homeroom, the teacher is calling roll call. Is Allison, redacted, here? Here. One of her best friends whips around in her chair and goes, "Your name is Allison." Reindeer are a real animal. When I found out about Father Christmas, I thought that meant reindeer weren't real. I was very much an adult when I was very confused and excited to see one in real life. Have a fun fact. Both male and female reindeer have antlers. I'm from Australia, where we have a very summery Christmas. We still get the traditional images and movies, etc. plastered around the place. But we also grow up with a hot version of Christmas and assume everything else we see is a mixture of what the rest of the world experiences or is part of the magic and therefore not real. My husband is from England and we went back to visit his family a few Christmases ago. While we were shopping in the town square, we visited a display to celebrate the occasion and I couldn't believe that I was seeing real actual reindeer that actually existed. Everyone around me thought I was crazy, but I was a kid again and all the magic of Christmas was real again. Found out that jackalopes are not real and a creation from taxidermists and other folklore. Was absolutely mindblown and Scooby-Doo betrayed my younger mind. Oh my god, I remember the jackalope thing from Scooby-Doo. I just presumed they were real too. There's no chemical in the pool that reveals pee. A buddy and I were talking about it and we both realized at the same time that neither of us have actually seen it. We looked it up and felt dumb as hell. The Adam Sandler movie Grown Ups, or maybe its sequel, uses this premise as a gag. I like to think that that will help keep this myth alive for another generation. I was a lifeguard for many years and we absolutely told kids that the pee revealing chemical is real. Today I learned that was a gag. I just assumed the movie was a reflection of reality. Sigh. My parents put a pool in our backyard when I was in middle school and told us that they added chemicals that reveals pee, and I told literally everyone who came to my house about it, and when I was like 23 I found out it was a lie. Today I learned there's no chemical in the pool that reveals pee. Off to the races. LOL. Okay, so I grew up on a small farm. We had cows, chickens, pig, rabbits and goats and more. On occasion we had to shear the goats. The goats would hold very still when being sheared. Like statue still. I saw this on pretty regular occasion. When my parents would take me to get a haircut, they would tell the barber to give me a billy goat cut. Of course to me this meant hold really still, so I did. Had the same barber for a long time. Eventually he passed when I was in high school, leaving me to find a new barber. Imagine my and the new barber's surprise when he said, "How do you want it cut?" and I said, "I just want a normal billy goat cut." This is one of those things that makes me cringe at night. When I was little I didn't know what sideburns were called. Mr. Rogers came on TV and I pointed at his sideburn and asked my mum, "What is this called?" I just heard her answer, "Rogers." And for some reason I never made the connection that that was also his name. I was in college and I said something about having to push my Rogers back. Everyone thought I was insane. In my head they are still Rogers. Adorable. Oh geez. I just wanna hug you. A pony is not a baby horse. I'm 47 and learned that less than a decade ago. This is the first one that was new to me too. An ox is just any cattle that's been trained to pull a cart or plow. My grandma always made me eat the crust of my bread because it has the most nutrients. In college when I told my younger cousin that in front of my grandma, she laughed and said, "I only told you that so you wouldn't waste the crust." Similarly, that if you turn the lights on and off too fast you'll start to fire. Once I became a parent I realized it's just a way to stop kids from being annoying. Only tangentially related, But when I was very young I asked my dad why we don't eat the end pieces of a loaf of bread and throw them away instead. Because they give you cancer, was his response. It wasn't until I was 16 or 17 that I realized my dad was being a smartass. I count myself lucky I never had the opportunity to share what I had learned before figuring it out. My mum told me eating the crust would make my hair curly. I have super pin straight hair. Ha ha. My husband's Scottish grandma used to say the same thing. One of my mates from my master's grad school didn't know that there were male and female chickens. He thought roosters and hens were different breeds. The same went for cows. He justifies hating cheese because he thought cow's milk was cow urine. We had to explain to him that piss is not stored in the udders and also asked him what he thought happened when human mothers breastfed newborns. Piss ain't stored in the tits, mate. We were 24 at the time. Tim, if you're reading this, you were way smarter than me at neuro-ophthalmology, lol. Piss ain't stored in the tits, mate, is my new Discord status. Tim, if you're reading this, pee is stored in the balls.